On June 10th, 2022, a 70-year-old woman named Maya was collecting water just outside of her village of Rapal, which is in India. As she was doing this, from the forest just beyond her came walking out a small herd of Indian elephants. Now, normally elephants are pretty peaceful creatures, but according to bystanders, that was not the case on this day. The lead elephant, a bull, just immediately made it out for Maya, and without any provocation, it charged at her, knocked her to the ground, and just began viciously trampling her. Now, the villagers who are watching this, they're screaming and yelling, trying to get the elephant to leave her alone, but this does nothing to deter it, and there's not much else they can do. It's an elephant, so you're not really going to fight it away. So they're just forced to watch as this thing stomps her into the ground. Now, eventually, when she's lying there lifeless, the elephant does retreat and the whole little herd goes walking back into the forest, at which point the villagers are able to go get her, they gather her up, and they rush her as fast as they can to the nearest hospital. But sadly, by the time they got there, she was pronounced deceased. So her family and the rest of the villagers, just totally heartbroken and shocked by what's just happened, they collect her body and they bring it back to their village. It is their practice that they do a funeral and a cremation on the same day. So they create this wooden funeral pyre. They put Maya's body up on top of it, and then loved ones and, village members are coming by and giving their last respects during her funeral ceremony that evening. And as they're doing this, from the forest comes this same herd of Indian elephants. And that same bull elephant comes charging at the funeral pyre. So everybody's scattering. People are yelling and screaming. A few of the elephants kind of chase some of the people away from the pyre, but they don't really go after them. Nobody else was hurt. But this same bull elephant goes up to the pyre. It takes its trunk and grabs Maya's body, lifts it in the air, and throws it. And when her body hits the ground, this bull elephant runs over to her body and begins trampling it again. At which point, witnesses said, the elephant lets out a loud bellow and then goes running over to Maya's house. It was able to identify which house she lived in somehow. And it completely destroys it. It collapses the roof, bashes in the walls. There was some goats in an enclosure that she had. It trampled those goats to death, and the other elephants are participating in this as well. 3 other houses were damaged, but not totally destroyed. After Maya's house was completely destroyed, that bull elephant went back over to her body one final time, trampled it one final time, and then the whole herd just went back into the forest. I don't know what Maya did to that elephant, or if anything, but for some reason, that bull elephant really had it out for Maya. Some people speculate she was part of a poaching group that killed one of its babies, but there's really no evidence to suggest that's true.